Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us again on nlbp-tv. We're doing a member spotlight today with Kimberly Winters of Winters Coaching, joining me from New Jersey. Hi, Kimberly. How are you today?
Hi, Camille. I'm great. Thank you. How are you?
Terrific. Thank you. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Camille Miller, the founder and executive director of the Natural Life Business Partnership. And we were just doing a member spotlight, and that's when we take our members and we just spotlight their business and their purpose and why they're here with us. So today is Kimberly's turn. Kimberly, tell me a little bit about your journey in becoming a coach.
Sure. So I kind of have always been that person where people will come to me with problems or trying to figure out, like, what do I do next? What's next in my life? And a friend of mine from my early 20s had, we worked together, and he told me once, he's like, I'm going to follow your life plan. You're my life coach, and whatever you say is good for me, I'm going to do, which isn't exactly what coaching is, right? But that was the phrase that he would use. And so that was always kind of in the back of my head, like, what is this life coach thing? Is it a real thing? And so, I got, a regular job and kind of worked through that. And when I realized I just wasn't fulfilled in the day-to-day, I've got to do something else. So I did a bunch of research and found out that life coaching and things like that it's a legitimate thing. And so I was very excited, and I found a coaching program that would allow me to be a certified professional coach, where I could kind of coach really anyone on anything, because the focus is more on shifting the energy, not so much on, I need help losing weight, so I'm going to go to a nutrition coach who will also give me a meal plan or an exercise process to follow. But with the core energy coaching, I could coach someone on, they want to fix their finances, and then 2 hours later, coach someone on finding a new job. So that helps me be able to kind of shift when things come up for a client. Maybe our focus is finances, but then they get sick and they need to lose weight. Now they want to focus on losing weight. I can still help them shift their energy to be successful in this new goal, without them needing someone who coaches specifically nutrition or specifically on finances. So it really, this program really opened me up to not just be recognized by the International Coaching Federation, to have that accreditation, but also to be able to help really anybody. And it gave me a broad place to start, where then I could choose my passion, my niche. And as I've done that, it's come to see that my focus really is helping people find their passion and their purpose, because that was what I was looking for. And now I'm in a position where I can help others do the same thing.
Excellent. I'm a little bit curious about this core energy coaching, because I don't think I've really heard it. This is a very different type of coaching. So it's not really like a talk therapy idea. It's more of changing the energy around the belief system that they can't do something. Is that how it's done?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And do you do it through affirmations? How do you change someone's energy around something?
So it's a lot of empowering questions, really getting people to the core of what's getting in their way, what those limiting beliefs are, those blocks. And part of that also, I'm also certified in a proprietary assessment through my coaching program, and it's called the Energy Leadership Index Assessment. Okay. And what that is, it's a quick 15-minute assessment. It's not a test. And so, my clients would take this 15-minute assessment. I think there's about 70 questions, and you answer them just based on that gut feeling. Okay. And then we get a report that shows me where my client is showing up, both in everyday life when things are good, and then how they show up in when times are stressful. And so it gives you a really good picture of, does this one client go right to a victim mentality when stress is really high? Are they angry? Are they someone who's always bargaining or trying to help other people instead of helping themselves? And the focus, what we talk about in it, is different levels. So there's like levels 1 through 7 to give the client a clear picture of exactly what that means. And so we can use numbers and we use words that aren't either positive or negative, because even anger isn't always a negative thing, right? Sometimes anger can catapult us into making significant changes in our lives. So we never want to feel like whatever we're experiencing is negative. So it's just a really good way to start. It gives us a shared language, myself and my clients, so that we know where we're starting. And the great thing is it's an attitudinal assessment. It's not a personality assessment. So where you show up today is very different than where you'll show up 6 months from now if you're doing coaching, if you're working toward the goals that you've set. And it's a good picture of how you're progressing through, whatever it is you're trying to work through. It's a really impressive and powerful tool.
I love that tool.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds so amazing. And the fact that you can retake it like 6 months later to kind of see what areas you've worked on, where you actually see that physical result.
Yeah.
See it.
Exactly.
It's working. I like that. You start with each client you take. Do you start with the assessment program? Is that where you start? It's part of like.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the very first thing that we do. We'll do a discovery call to make sure that we're a good fit. Yeah. And then once we decide that we are a good fit, then I send out the assessment, they take that, and then within a couple of days, I have the results back. We're able to schedule. The first call is not so much a coaching call, but it's a debrief of that assessment so that they understand what it means and exactly where they're showing up. And then we go into the actual coaching, either one-on-one or, I can do it as a group too, where everyone will take the assessment and then we can meet on group calls. Now we all have that shared language and we're in a safe space where we can not just get feedback from the coach, but we can also get feedback from other people working on shifting their lives as well.
Wow, that's amazing. Very, very cool. Now, I know that you've chosen your focus, really, you said it earlier, on finding, for your clients that help find their passion and their purpose in life. What made you decide to choose that one? Is it from your own journey?
It is. It absolutely is. I always knew that there was something bigger than working a 9-to-5, showing up at the office every day, plugging away at a computer and then signing off at the end of the day. And I didn't know exactly what that looked like for a really long time. But I have a really solid creative spark, and I'd kind of been stifling that for a long time. And I also have a real desire to help people, especially people who are feeling that same way, feeling stuck, like I know there's something bigger for me and I just don't know what it is. So helping people find that passion and then making it kind of become part of their life, whether it's just how they fill their days after work or help them actually make it, how they make money. Right. And my creative passion and my creative spark really comes through acting, specifically voice acting. Oh. And yeah, so it's really fun. And it's super fun things like doing voices for cartoon characters. Yeah.
That is amazing.
It's so fun. And it gives me the opportunity to use my creativity, to use my voice and even my body. You think when you're just doing, voices, nobody can see you. Like you still have to, if something big is happening, you have to be big. And if something really small is happening, you have to be really small. And it all kind of, it's just an incredible way to foster that creativity in, that I know I have in me. And then, there are other things too. I can also do, like videos for friends who have businesses if they want to have a voiceover. It's not just fun cartoon voices. Wow. I can do a nice professional voice that people want to listen to and deliver trainings and things like that. so it really is a cool thing that I can do, you know, outside of my coaching business and inside of my coaching business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His voice probably has a lot to do with people feeling comfortable, right? And making
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. You want your clients to listen to you, right? Even though as a coach, your focus really is to listen to them and ask them the questions, because we all have all those answers inside of us, right? We know what we need and what we want, and we just have to find a way to get it out. So even though the coach needs to listen more than talk, when we do talk, we definitely need to have the client hear us, and a voice and how we deliver is a huge part of that.
Wow, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining us today. Can you give everyone the contact information if they would be really interested in doing a discovery call with you or going through that assessment? Because I'm thinking pretty amazing opportunity right there.
Yeah, absolutely. So my email address is Kimberly@winterscoaching.com, and my website is winterscoaching.com. So those are the best ways to get in touch with me.
Excellent. And we probably should mention that even though you're stationed in New Jersey, you can really help anyone across the country because we can do it right through Zoom.
That's right.
That's what I'm assuming. Okay, great. It doesn't matter where you are or when you're listening. She can help at any time. So that assessment sounds really cool. We will also drop in the show notes your website address. So if people need to find you, if you're listening to this later, either on our podcast or our video on our YouTube channel, nlbp-tv, you can look through the show notes and find Kimberly that way.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Kimberly, for joining us today. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.